If you have not gotten a chance to glue the eye um, onto the black construction paper that you did before, you want to go ahead and take a moment to do that now. This one I've already got together, so this is already ready to go. This is a different one that I made. So remember, you always want to, whenever you are gluing something, you always want to um, glue around the edges and then fill in the middle with glue so that we can make sure that our item doesn't fall off. Carefully pick it up, and you're just going to put it right onto your black paper and massage your paper down. And then after you have that, you are going to add the foam piece. Now, some of the foam pieces had a sticker on the back. This one had a sticker on the back. This one does not. So I think for me, I mean, you can glue this however you'd like, but I think it's going to be better for me to just put the glue here. So I'm making sure that I have a good bit of glue right there, and then I'm going to stick my circle on there. And then the last time that you guys were here, you painted your toilet paper tube, and so this is our little flower section. And then we're going to glue that onto here, so you can just kind of play around with the placement of it to try to figure out which way you like it best. Which way do you think, as an artist, it looks the best? So I don't know, I think kind of looks cool like that. All right, and so once you get that part done, you can go ahead and get your glue stick, and we're just going to glue that together. So this part is a little bit tricky, guys. It's a little bit tricky. You can get your pencil and you can add some little reference points, some little lines so that you can know where to put the glue. So I'm just going to do a little line right here. I'm going to do a little line right here. And I'm going to do it as lightly as I can, just so that these lines aren't really showing up later on. And also so that I know where to put this when I'm done. All right, so I think that looks good. I'm going to show you a close-up of where I put those lines. You can barely see them, but there they are right there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue, kind of keeping those lines in mind. And you know, honestly, if you get a little bit outside of the area that you need to be in, it's going to be okay because your glue is going to dry clear, so it's not really a big deal. It's going to dry clear. And I, again, am trying to make sure that I have a good bit of glue on my flower. All right, there we go. And I'm going to very carefully place that as best as I can. And I'm going to kind of pinch those together. All right. And for the final step, we do need our polka dots on our flower. We need polka dots. Um, oh, you know what? I forgot. We can make some little funky like leaves to go on here. So I created these funky looking like little blue leaves. So if you want to do that, what I did was I got a cupcake liner and I smoothed it out. And then what I did was I folded it in half one time, and then I folded it in half another time. And then right here, I just cut a spiky like little line right over there, just a spiky line. If you want to draw it first, you can, but you don't have to. I prefer just to cut my paper. So I'm going to begin by just taking my time and creating some really kind of neat little zigzag line here. All right, there it is. You want to always try to keep your work area clean, so put your scraps in the trash if you can, and then once you're done, you can open it up. You've got this shape, and then what I did was I just cut right on the creases, right on those folds. I cut that. Here's another one. And then you've got like four funky little leaves. So I think that these kind of polka dot ones would look really cool on this one. I think that looks really cool. So it's up to you if you decide you want to add these or if you have time to add them. It looks pretty neat. If you like the idea of having these extra pieces that are supposed to sort of be like leaves, you can add some to your actual artwork. I prefer the blue ones for mine. And so I'm just going to kind of, try to make a plan. Where do I want my funky pieces to be, or do I even want them? Let me see. I think that they look pretty cool. I think they look pretty good. So let's go ahead and add some of these. Now, you're not going to be able to put a whole lot of glue on here, and that's because a lot of this is just kind of showing. So you need to, this is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to, guys. You're going to put glue actually on the front. Normally we do the glue on the back, but for this part we're going to do it on the front. And I'm just going to put some glue at the tip of the leaf, just a little glue at the tip. Make sure you do a thick coat of glue. And then I think that the first placement that I liked was right about here. So I'm just going to put it right there, and I'm just going to push down pretty hard to make sure it's secured. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other ones. If you want to use all four, you can. You don't have to. You could use two or one or whatever you think looks good. I'm going to do my other one here. And just please take your time to make sure that you're pressing that together, because there's just not a lot of glue and I don't want for your art to fall apart. Just take your time, push it together. All right, now at this point, you can turn your artwork around and please find a spot to write your name on the back right over here. And so I'm going to go ahead and do mine with a pen. If you have a pen, you could use that. Just something that's going to show up. I'm going to write my name right there. And then also what I'm going to write the year so that we can remember when we made this. So I'm going to write 2020 right there, just the year. Make sure that you write your name and the year 2020. And then once you're done with that, you're going to turn it around. All right, and so what we need to add now is we're going to go ahead and add our polka dots. You should only add your polka dots on the painted flower part. Well, yeah, I think it's going to look best on the painted flower part. Maybe if we talk about it separately, maybe you can do it here, but honestly, the flower part is going to be the best place to put it. So we are going to be using for our painting, we're going to use a Q-tip and just a bowl of paint. So there's some paint in there. It's kind of hard to see. There it is. All right, and so when you go to paint, you only want to put the smallest amount of paint on your paintbrush. All right, there's just a little bit of paint, or not my paintbrush, my Q-tip. There's just a small amount of paint onto the Q-tip. And you should kind of really think about where you want those polka dots to be. So I'm just going to start right here in the middle, and I'm just going to work slowly to create a nice even polka dot pattern. Once you see that you're running out of paint, just dab just a small amount. And that one was just kind of running out, so I'm just going to do another one. And you want to work one flower petal at a time. Guys, if you are moving on to other flower petals before you're done with this one, then it's going to be hard to turn everything and continue painting because it's going to be wet all over. Your painting is going to be wet everywhere and you're not going to really be able to hold it. So, as an artist, I'm kind of like trying to think about what my polka dot pattern, like what kind of polka dot pattern I want. And I've got some of my polka dots kind of coming off of the petal. I think that looks nice. Got another one there. And you're just gonna continue. You finish one, and then you're gonna continue your way down. I think for this one, I'm gonna do one coming off. And then the softer that you push on your Q-tip, the smaller the dot will be. And the harder that you push on your Q-tip, the bigger the dot will be. Now for this part, the black isn't really on there, so I'm just gonna lift it up and I'm just gonna very carefully add some polka dots underneath there. And there you have it. Once you are done with everything, make sure that you like the way that it looks. Double check everything. Make sure that there's not another spot that you need paint on. Maybe go back and check to see if you need to add additional paint, over top of some. Maybe some need a little more color. So if you find some other ones that need like a little touch up, if you have time to do another coat, that's going to be really helpful to make sure your dots are pretty solid. If you have time, you can do another coat just like right over top of the dots that you've already made. And double check everything. And once you have decided that you like it and you've done your second coat of paint, then you can go ahead and put your Q-tip into your plate and you can just throw the whole thing away into the trash. You also have some little scraps. Oops. Yeah, these are scraps from actually somebody else. That could kind of be kind of cool. All right. If you have any scraps, you can kind of layer them in there if you'd like, or just make sure that your table is clean before you start adding anything additional on there. All right, there you have it. Looks beautiful. Hope you guys had fun making it. Bye.